most dangerous part of life isn't failing, it's waking up every day knowing there's nothing you're chasing. People will tell you there's a time when you have to let your dream die. But what they don't tell you is when you stop dreaming altogether, something dies in you. So if you're a dreamer and right now you're thinking, man, maybe this thing isn't for me and I should just play it safe so I don't fall behind in life, then this is the episode for you. I'm going to break down why pursuing a dream actually matters, what happens when you live without one, and a few practical ways you can keep your dream alive so you don't just exist, but you feel alive.
Take it from me someday.
I truly believe that a well-crafted story has a chance to impact athletes and brands and people all over the country to unite them.
Someday we'll all be free.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Roman Isaiah Brown, and I am the host of the Unseen Podcast. This episode today is very personal for me because I am on a pursuit myself to chase my dream. I started as a D1 athlete, now I'm a creative, and I just moved to New York City to start working at one of the largest NFL agencies where my dream is to change how athletes market and brand themselves. So I'm currently on a mission to live my dream life and inspire you guys who are on your journey as well to do the same. I'm not coming from someone who knows it all, but I'm sharing my experiences in real time so I can be able to help inspire you guys on your path and journey. If you haven't, please subscribe, and we're really trying to build a community here who is actually engaged. And so if you find something that is meaningful to you and actually you have a question or there's something that inspired you, please leave a comment, share, and let's start conversations in the comments. I don't know about you, but getting to a place where you feel like you're about to give up on your dream, or you feel like everything you work for in your life is slipping out of your fingers right now, that's one of the hardest things to grapple with. That's one of the hardest things to really overcome. And I think that it can be one of the darkest periods in someone's life. And I've been there before. I'm really a dreamer at my core. I'm someone who has always been known as a person who thinks big, who thinks about the impossible, who dreams for something that we're not thinking about right now. And I always had big hopes and big dreams of doing amazing things in this lifetime. It's something that literally lights me up when I think about what's possible. And I've been called delusional, irrational, naive, and maybe I am all those things, but I would rather be those things and live out my dreams and chase and have life rather than play it safe and not take chances and not chase what is actually meant for me, not do the thing that lights me up, not do the thing that can impact so many people out there. I know what it's like to be on both sides. I know what it's like to chase my dreams and accomplish them and go through the ups and downs. And I know what it's like to also work your whole life for a dream and for it to not work out and everything kind of fall apart. Chasing a dream is hard. It's emotionally, physically, mentally draining. It takes pretty much everything you have within you to accomplish it. And that's why it's so special to me, because it's more than just about getting to a particular goal. It's about who you become in the process of chasing a dream. It's about the mountains and the valleys and the process of it all. It's about living life. At the end of the day, I believe humans are meant to dream. I think that we're built to try. I think we're built to push ourselves in pursuit of something bigger than ourselves. I think it's in us to want to imagine what's possible.
I have a dream that white people and black people and even Chinese people can gamble together without getting different chips.
To envision what the world could look like if we did this, or if we came together to pursue this opportunity, how it can change the world. I think we all have something innate within us that desires that. But, there's somewhere along the line where people kill that dream within you, whether it's people telling you what you should do, telling you to be realistic, or maybe it's your life circumstances and things being difficult, and because of that trying to live in a state of security. All those things I definitely understand, but society at the end of the day wants us to play it safe. It's in our nature to protect ourselves, right? And to protect the ones that we care about the most. People will tell you not to pursue their dreams, and it's not always because they're hating.
If you don't have haters, you're not popping. So
there are people out there like that, but a lot of times they're just trying to protect you from disappointment, from hurt, And at the end of the day, you will be disappointed. You will be hurt when you chase your dreams, but that's part of the process. That's part of the journey, and you have to accept that. Chasing your dream is worth being disappointed. It's worth feeling the pain of failure. It's worth every challenge that it comes with. The alternative is to be alive physically, but dead internally. You're not fully challenging yourself and pursuing something that's your calling, something that you're meant to be doing. Because I believe that all of us have that thing. And when you don't have that thing, you're not fully alive. There's a part of you that's dead. And unfortunately, I feel like that is the majority of people, because that is the way that our society has programmed and wired us to be, to live in a state of fear instead of faith, instead of possibility. You know, they tell you go to school, get the job with good benefits that pays good money, and that you'll be set for life. But what they don't tell you is that isn't life. If there's no pursuit, it's empty. And that's not what I want out of life. And I know if you're watching this, that's not what you want out of life. So even if my dream feels far away right now, I'm still going to pursue it. And I believe you should too. So let's look at how we can continue to chase our dreams no matter what obstacles we face. Before we go into how we can actually continue to live out our dream, let's actually break down what is a dream and what it's not. A dream, to me, is three different things. It's something that really pushes you out of your comfort zone. It's something that you want so much in your life that causes you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, because this particular goal, this particular journey means so much to you that you're willing to do something uncomfortable. A dream, to me, is a thing that actually lights you up. It's something that you will be doing for free if you could. For me, that's always been football. I literally did play football for free. I walked on at first at a D1 school, and so literally did what everyone was getting paid to do for a scholarship. I was doing for free because I loved the game and I loved the pursuit and I love competing. My new passion has been, I love to create. I feel like I am a creative. I am an artist at heart, and so I want to find ways to create, and I would literally do that for free. I think that says something about what you're meant to be doing. And number three, to me, I know this may sound more on the spiritual side of things, but to me, it's a calling. I am a person of faith, so I do believe in God calling us to certain things. But even if you're someone that's not of faith, I think it's just that thing. For some reason, you have an itch that, like, I'm supposed to be doing this. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But, like, when I do it and the people around me, they acknowledge that this is something special about me. And I feel a certain way when I'm doing it. I just feel like whether it's God, whether it's the universe, or just a higher calling, whatever it is, you feel like I'm supposed to be doing this. That's a dream. So what's not a dream? Number one, it's not something that you do just for money. I think that's pretty self-explaining, but if you're doing something just because it pays well and because you can make a lot of money, you're not chasing your dream. You're not chasing really what lights you up. You're just chasing what everyone else tells you to chase. And you're just doing what is feeding your ego and not what is truly speaking to your heart. It's not something you do just because you're good at it. I see a lot of people with this, they're good at it, and so they can get paid well for doing it, or they get a lot of compliments, so it makes them feel good. But at the end of the day, it's not really what is inspiring them. It's not really what motivates them. It's not what really drives them. It's not what makes them pursue more. It's not what gets them uncomfortable, but it's just something that they're good at. To me, that's not a dream. Number three, which I think is probably, I feel like is the biggest, is a dream is not doing what everyone around you is doing, and it's not doing what everyone is telling you should do. A lot of times people are following other people. We see what their lives are like. We see what other people is doing, and we try to follow that path when that's not our journey. That's not our dream. That's not our purpose. That's not our calling. We don't know what we're supposed to pursue. And so we just find something that looks good to us and we pursue it. That's not a dream. Or we do the thing that people tell us to do because this is a thing that what seems good and it has all the right opportunities and benefits and whatever, but it's not necessarily what's calling to you. That's not a dream. You're just following other people's blueprint on how you should live life. So now that we know, at least from my perspective, what a dream is and what a dream is not, let's talk about why pursuing a dream actually matters. You will make the greatest impact in life when you do the thing that you're meant to be doing. There's people who need your story. There's people who need your perspective. There's people who need your art, because that can inspire millions of people out there. Or even if it just inspires one person, I think that it's actually selfish to not pursue your dream, to not pursue your calling and purpose in this life, because there's someone that needs to hear from you, not from anyone else. I don't care if you think that this is like other people are doing it. It's the fact that it's coming from you, because you are one-on-one. You have a personality, a certain tone, a certain perspective that no one else can give. And if you're deciding to play it safe and not chase your dream and not go after what you're meant to be doing, then you're actually being selfish to all the people who need to hear from you. And I know that's crazy to wrap your head around, but I truly believe that your art, your perspective, your mindset is one-on-one, and there's somebody out there that needs that from you and you only. There's been people, idols or mentors that I've looked up to that I literally wouldn't be the person I am today without them inspiring me. If you don't know, I know this is controversial, so don't cancel me, but I'm a huge fan of Kanye West. I think he just turned his name back to Kanye. It was Kanye, then Ye. Now I think it's formally back to Kanye. I have to double check that actually, but he is actually someone that music inspired me, and then also just like his drive for pursuit of greatness and his mindset and the way he goes about things has always inspired me. And just seeing him say and do some of the things that he's accomplished and the way he's gone about it has truly inspired me to realize that I can too. And I'm just thinking about, if there was no Kanye West, I think that would be like, I honestly, it would change the way that I think about this life. So you never know who you can inspire out there. And obviously Kanye's a big person. It doesn't have to be this huge movement. It just has to be you. Another reason why it's so important to continue to pursue your dreams and goals in life is because it causes you to stay in pursuit and not get comfortable. It causes you to get outside of your comfort zone, which is just good, because when you're outside of your comfort zone, when you're in pursuit, you're constantly becoming better. You're constantly pushing yourself to the limits. You're constantly looking at ways that you can improve. And to me, I just feel like you become a better human being, a better person, a better at your craft when you're in pursuit and you're not being complacent in this life. When you lack chasing something, it's easy to get comfortable. When you lack pursuit, it's easy to stay complacent in life. I think you constantly have to be pursuing something to not get complacent, to not play it safe, to not let go of your standards. So now let's talk about what happens when you're not chasing your dream. To be honest, I think it makes you feel dead inside. I would literally rather die than to be living a shell of myself, a shell of what I could be. Living a life where I'm physically alive, but I'm mentally dead. I'm dead on the inside. I know that sounds dramatic, but to me, I truly feel like that. I can't live this life without pursuing a dream. I can't do that. And so to me, the pain of not pursuing my dream is worse than the pain of pursuing and failing, or pursuing and falling short. When you don't chase your dream, there's a part of you that dies. I truly believe that. There's a part of you that's empty. There's a part of you that's missing, because it isn't just about some thing that you're doing. It's that this is what makes us whole as a human being, because I think there's a part of us that's made to be doing that thing that lights us up. And when it's not, it impacts us in so many areas of our life. I truly believe that. If you don't want to feel dead inside, pursue your dream. Pursue the thing that lights you up, that you would do for free, that you would do if no one was watching, if no one cared. Because without it, I think you become complacent and become comfortable. You feel dead. And the crazy part about it is people get so used to this feeling that they don't even realize it anymore. They get so used to feeling dead inside, you don't even notice that it's there. You don't even know you're living to a quarter of your potential. I think there's a quote by somebody saying people live 90% of their life at 10% of their capacity. You motherfuckers living like half of your life. That's crazy. I just don't want that to be me and you. So now that we talked about what is a dream, what's not a dream, why pursuing your dreams even matter, what happens when you don't pursue your dream, now we're going to talk about how do we keep our dream alive. I think it comes down to three main things: belief, living in freedom over fear, and taking action. Let's start with belief. To live out your dreams, you have to have a mindset that borders on delusion. You have to believe that you're that dream version of yourself before you ever done it. You have to claim who you are before the world catches on. Going back to a Kanye reference, there was a time where before he was Kanye West, before he had all the Grammys, and before he was topping on the charts, before he had number one singles and won Grammys and had these top performing albums, he was just a producer who was trying to become a rapper. I remember that he said he was a genius.
I am a genius.
And everyone around was like, how could you say you're a genius? You haven't done this, you haven't done that, you haven't accomplished the things that this world tells you you have to accomplish before you can even call yourself that.
But who are you to call yourself a genius?
And people may say that's arrogance, but I look at it as someone who had a belief in who they were before anyone told them that they were successful, before any accolades gave them the confidence to say who he thought he was. That inspires me so much to be confident in myself and to believe in who I can become. Another story was a personal one of mine when I used to play football at University of Houston, and I remember I wasn't even on a scholarship yet at this point. We had just finished spring ball. I had a one-on-one meeting with my coach, basically to give a rating of ourselves. I would fill out a piece of questions to rate my performance, and then the coach would rate his performance, and then we would have our meeting and see how aligned we were on where we thought we were. And I remember how I rated my performance and how good I thought I was, and I remember it had basically like All-American. That's the level of play that I was playing at. And I remember my coach, he didn't have me at that. He had me maybe at like backup linebacker or whatever. And I remember him looking at me, he's like, you're fucking delusional. That stuck out to me as a moment because it never really bothered me that he said that, but I did end up becoming a starter, and I didn't become an All-American linebacker, but I think I became close, but I never would have gotten to where I gotten to if I didn't have that level of confidence in myself. It's not about being right. It's about the belief that's there that you can be this good. I'm not saying you should be delusional, but what I'm saying is your confidence, your belief in yourself should borderline, it should be perceived as delusional. Maybe even people may deem it arrogant, whatever, but I think it needs to be that if you want to keep your dream alive, because it's easy for your dream to die when you start to have doubt and not believe and listen to what other people are telling you what is realistic. I think you have to have an undeniable belief that you are him. You're him before anyone tells you that. Before any accomplishments, you already know that you can and will accomplish the things that you set out to. You have to act like that dream version of yourself and speak with that type of confidence now. You got to dress like that dream version of yourself now. You have to embody that because you reach only as far as who you actually become. You can't go farther than who you are. And so when you start to embody the characteristics of that dream version of yourself, you will become that dream version and you will reach that dream. That's just how I see it. Let's talk about fear. To keep your dreams alive, you have to live with freedom over fear. What do I mean when I say freedom? I have three main points on that. So you have to have freedom to live at your own pace instead of living with the fear of being behind. You have to have the freedom to just try versus the fear of the outcome. You have to give yourself the freedom to fail instead of living in the fear of judgment. Freedom, I think, gives you so much space to pursue. And fear, it feels so stagnant. It feels so balled up and contracted and boxed in and caged that it's really hard to become the dream version of yourself, to reach your dreams when you're living out of a place of fear. I think you have to release all of that and decide to live in freedom if you really want to keep your dream alive, because when you are living with that much built up fear, you're going to put unnecessary pressure and guilt and shame on yourself, where it's going to be hard to fully feel free to pursue and try and give effort and fail and fall and then get back up again and keep going and keep trying and keep learning and keep showing up and keep pursuing. It's hard to do that under fear, because that fear just leads to shame and leads to guilt. It leads to all those things, which makes it hard to show up and be the best version of yourself and reach that dream. For instance, I've been having, I feel like, a calling to create content for a while now, to go out and do something. I have done it partially and I've done a little bit of it, but I feel like the fear of failing, the fear of judgment of other people, the fear of feeling like, what are people going to say, and what if I'm not successful, and what if people make fun of me, and having all of that has kept me from fully pursuing what I should pursue. I just think that you can't allow that to happen. So your dream is too important to let fear get in the way. And the last thing is to take action. Dreams die when you don't take action on your passion and ideas. Taking action builds momentum. When you have that momentum going and building your life and feel like you're making progress towards your goals, you just feel like your dream is in reach. You feel like you're capable of reaching it. You have hope that it's a possibility of coming true. And I think that when you're not taking action and it's just an idea on a paper, it feels so far away. But even just the smallest step that you can take towards your dream, it feels possible all of a sudden. I have multiple dreams in my life, and one of my biggest dreams is to grow this into an amazing platform, to grow the Unseen Podcast into something, a great community where we all come together. A whole bunch of dreamers and visionaries and artists and athletes are part of a community where we're all pushing each other and sharing our perspective to better each other and better ourselves, to make the world a better place. Before I started this podcast, it felt so far away. It feels like a lot. But when I actually start doing it and taking action and doing all the things that podcasters do, whether it's outlining my podcast, whether it's editing the podcast, and whether it's filming it, whatever it is, it makes it feel real. It makes it feel possible. I feel like I'm right there. I feel like I'm just an opportunity away. I'm just one video away from things changing. I'm just one interview away, or whatever the case might be, that something changes in this journey. And so taking action really makes a difference in how you see your dreams becoming possible. Taking action just doesn't make you feel closer, but it also helps you become better at your craft. And that in itself gets you a step closer. Keep it on the thing on the podcast. I am feeling myself getting better. Regardless of the outcome, I know that I'm getting better at what I'm doing. I'm getting better at speaking. I'm getting better at just how I outline my episodes. I'm getting better just my hooks, or whatever the case might be. Like, I know that I'm progressing at this, and I'm getting better at just showing my personality from time to time. That makes me feel like I am getting closer. You need that feeling to allow you to keep going, because when you don't feel close, it's easy to give up, and that's just the truth. When it feels far away, it's easy to let your dream die. And I think that you have to be taking action. You got to be improving in your craft to feel like you're moving the needle forward and you're one step away from getting one step closer to your dream. And when you're just taking action, is great, because you're putting yourself out there and you never know who's watching. I think Tyler, the Creator, another one of my inspirations, he talked about how you never know who's watching.
Never know who's watching. Like, y'all don't know how many people's pages I be on.
How he would go and he ended up seeing people's work that it might only had 100 views on there, but like, he was the one who saw it and ended up working and collabing with particular artists or something because of that. And I just think that that shows you that you just never know who's watching. You never know who's seeing the work that you're putting out, the things that you're doing. And when you're taking action, you're putting yourself out there, and you're increasing your eyes of someone seeing you, someone giving you an opportunity, a way to collab with someone that has a higher platform, a door that they can open for you, or whatever the case might be. Like, you have to put yourself out there for someone to notice you, for someone to see what you're doing. And when you're taking action, it just increases that possibility. As we're closing this episode, I just want to say to everyone who has a big dream and big goals out there, who's really thinking about maybe giving up right now because things are not working, things have been difficult, maybe you're in a rough patch right now and have a lot of obstacles in your way, and you're trying to figure out what you should do, and you're just feeling like, is this it for me? I just want to say that success isn't linear. You don't know when your moment is coming. A lot of times people give up right before the opportunity was right there. And I think there's an image, I think I've seen this, it's probably circulated everywhere. I think when I first saw it, it was on LinkedIn, but it's this guy underground, I guess, looking for this treasure, and he's cutting through the dirt underground to get there, and he stops. He's going through, he's been digging, and he's almost there. He doesn't know it because he can't see what's on the other side of this dirt, and it happens to be exactly what he's looking for, but he stopped and he goes the other way. And it's just a representation of, if you're a creator, it can be the next video that something happens. If you're an athlete, it can be the next practice something pops off. That's what happened to me. I was a 5th string linebacker, and I really went from a 5th string linebacker to a 2nd string linebacker in one day. And I'm not even kidding you, because of one practice. Something can change instantly in your life, but you have to keep showing up, and you have to keep trying. You have to keep believing, and you got to keep pursuing. And so I just wanted to encourage you with that, to know that a lot of times you're closer than what it actually seems. I'm saying this as encouragement to you guys, but I seriously need that too. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A lot of times success isn't linear. A lot of times it's nothing, 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 and then it pops, because when you keep showing up and doing the right things over and over again, things will align. I believe in that. And that's what this podcast is about. It's called The Unseen, because I believe in the unseen work and the things that people don't see. When you show up and do the work that no one's watching, I believe that that will come back 100-fold. I think you just have to continue to keep going and continue to pursue, and it will happen. And I think you got to trust that, believe that, and find encouragement in that. As always, thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this podcast. If you haven't, please like, subscribe to this podcast. Also, if you found anything valuable, anything interesting, anything thought-provoking that you want to share in the comments, please do. We want to be a community who not just listens, but also engages. I think that means having dialogue in the comments. So please do that. Thank you all. As always, I will see you guys next time.
Take it from me someday.